Good evening, and welcome. I'm Anna, your host this evening for Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And I want to apologize. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have any video. So I had to go out and start all over in streaming this. So that is why I am late. Okay, so I want to um, welcome you to Sweet Blessings, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a healthier lifestyle. And we do this by making you more aware or gaining more knowledge of a specific topic that might be pertaining to your everyday life. And we do this spiritually, emotionally, physically, socially, economically, um, and I believe it might be one more, mentally. Okay, we do those all. We want to cover all of those aspects of your life because when one is not working, the others are not working as well. It affects all of those. So it's just great if we could just have the whole well-being to be the way that it should be. Now, we provide this with workshops and speakers from time to time. I have guest speakers on, and they come on and they have a little more knowledge on the different topics. So, what I did this week, I kind of wanted to focus on diets because I've had several people on who have talked about the different diets that we have, and some of them are truly, truly trending right now. And so I always wondered what diet is best for me, and it's so many of them out here, and I'm just going to look at just a few of them this evening. But before I get started, I always have a few little housekeeping things that I need to do along the way. So, the first thing that I want to let you know is that those people who are on Facebook, that you can support me by sending stars, and stars help me earn money to make more content, and I appreciate it. I thank you in advance for those things as well. Also, I wanted to. I didn't. Well, I guess I should tell you a little bit about myself. I am a retired school teacher. I'm also a health consultant. I am a certified cake instructor, which I do have an in-home business called Sweet Pristines Desserts for all occasion. I'm better known. Sometimes people call me the dessert queen. I do. I love baking. I've always loved baking. And you can look me up on. I do have a page for baking, and I give tips and stuff like that as well. But I'm also the proud owner of the Jazzy Jewels collection, which is where we put a little jazz in your step with our Jazzy Jewels. And I sling that $5 bling. So that is the name of my business. And I do go live with that business on Instagram and also on my Facebook page as well. So anytime that you might want to reach out and see a little bling, you can always reach me there. I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, as well as Friday mornings. So come on over and check me out there as well. Also, I am part of the CTR Media Network. And what that is, it is a network that deals with it. You see all of these little things down here at the bottom. And because I'm a part of the CTR Media Network, I'm also a part of those things as well. And so we reach over 350 million households in over 100 countries. And so if you are needing some type of exposure or anything like that, Sweet Blessings has advertising sponsors and commercial and guest slots. And so you can secure those spots at listine1 dot at gmail.com or CTI Media Network. So I also have this is my CTI Media Network Sweet Blessings. That is my uh, website, but I also have it in a bit as well. So you can also go there, and what you can do is you can check out my pricing there as well. So I just wanted to let these do that little housekeeping. Now I am trying to increase my visibility on YouTube, and I'm asking all of my supporters to please subscribe to my YouTube. I have it down there. I also have it in the description of this stream that I'm streaming here today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and take a little commercial break. And then when I come back, we're going to talk about those different types of diets because I'm really curious myself in helping me make a decision on what type of diet I want to go for me. Because when you choose a diet, you choose a lifestyle. All right, let's take that. Let's go to that commercial. And we'll be right back.
Listen, if anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. It even, listen, go on Amazon, get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43. There is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book is it's less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is the best. Grab this book on Amazon.
All right, we are back. Grab that book if you are truly, truly interested in starting a podcast. That is the book to go to. Okay. All right, so we are going to get into choosing the right diet, a comprehensive guide. I think I'm going to just let you hear me this evening. I think that's the route we're going to go because I have some things that I really and truly want to talk about. So we want to choose the right diet, and I want everyone to understand that this is just a comprehensive guide. Now, I believe it is 8 diets that I will be discussing this evening. And but there are many more diets out there. These are just the top, I believe, 8 diets that are trending. And so what I am going to do is to talk a little bit about each of those diets, tell you about their benefits, and then I'm also going to tell you a little bit about their drawbacks or their obstacles as well. And when I'm done with the diets, then I'm going to kind of give you a little bit maybe some tips on how would we go about choosing that diet. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let me get my slides here. I want them to be up great. All right, so diets. Choosing the right diet involves a combination of personal goals, lifestyle considerations, food preferences, and health conditions. Through research and professional guidance, you can ensure you select a diet that is both effective and sustainable for you. And that's basically what you want to do. You want to uh, find a diet that you can live with because you don't want to get off of the diet, because when you get off of that diet, you're going to go back to your old habits and you're going to gain that weight back, and you're going to gain that more weight. It almost doubles, really, once you lose your focus. Okay. So basically, you want to find something that is effective for you and sustainable for you as well. So the first one that we're going to look at is the Mediterranean diet. And so the benefits of this diet is that it emphasizes fruit, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and olive oil. It is associated with lowering the risk of heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. It promotes weight loss and improves metabolic health. And so, as I go through these different diets, it's important that you know that some of these diets are very beneficial to your health as well. So, let's look at some of the obstacles or drawbacks, as I call them, for the Mediterranean diet. And the obstacles for that can be it can be expensive due to the cost of fresh produce and seafood, and it requires time for meal preparation. Okay. And if you know anything about meal preparation, you know that it takes time to do meal preparation. And I know I do meal preparation, and I try to do that meal preparation for a week, and it's hard to do that. I still find myself having to prepare things. I try to, like onions and celery and stuff like that. I try to chop that up and put it in the freezer so it's readily available for me. Um, but preparing meal preparation, I don't care what diet it is, it does require some time, if I must say so, myself. I find that to be very true as well. So let's move on. So the next diet that is very, very important is the keto diet. And the keto diet is high. The benefits is that it's high fat, low carb diet that can promote rapid weight loss. Now, it may improve your insulin sensitivity and lower your blood sugar levels. Some evidence suggests benefits for neurological conditions like epilepsy. Okay. So let's look at the drawbacks or obstacles. This can be difficult to maintain long term due to diet restrictions. And then it has a potential side effect, which includes the keto flu, which is nutrients deficiencies and gastrointestinal issues. Now, I have found I'm not I have never been on the keto diet, but I do know several people who have been on the keto diet, and they have lost the weight rapidly, but over a period of time, they have not been able to maintain, and so therefore they have picked the weight back up. And so I find that true of all diets, not just the keto diet, but any diet that you're on. If you don't maintain it, you are going to gain that weight back. Um, and I find that the most successful way to be with a diet is that you're going to have cheat days or days that, you just got to have this, and it's okay. Where I think most people make their mistake, and myself included, is that we have a hard time getting back on track. We have a hard time staying focused on what we should be doing. It's so good to us that, that we can't seem to let it go. We can't go there for that moment and enjoy it, and then turn around and uh, let it go. We just, it's hard. And so, because really and truly, you're addicted. No, people don't realize that you can be addicted to, uh, you can be addicted to food. Okay. And so we're going to take another commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the other diets that are trending right now.
Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
All right, we are back. And if you are just joining us, I am talking about different diets, really and truly the top, I believe, 8 diets that are trending right now. They're very, very popular. And sometimes when you hear about these diets, you really and truly just don't know which ones that would be beneficial for you. And so I've had several people on my program that have talked about different types of diets. And so I felt like this was a topic that I needed to delve a little bit more into. Okay. Um, People look at diets for different reasons. And sometimes and I'm going to talk about that later on when I talk about how you go about choosing the right diet for you. So the next one that I want to talk about is a vegan diet. And you hear a lot about vegan diets because, I did have a guest on, and she talked about, I loved her concept. I loved everything about it. She was not the type, she's a certified vegan chef. And I like people that don't try to influence you. They tell you what they believe and why they are doing it. And they leave it up to you to decide if this is something for you. And so I liked her, I'm going to say I liked her presentation. And I asked her, was this something that she had just up and did? And she said, no, she did not go into it strong at first. She went into it gradually. And she suggested, she said, where people fail with the vegan diet, now I'm quoting her, is that they have to find something to substitute what they like. So if she liked fried chicken, she found something that was plant based that tastes like fried chicken. And so therefore she could substitute it. You know what I'm saying? So that is one way of looking at it if you're trying to change. I don't suggest anyone try to change their diet just like that. I just don't. So the vegan diet, the benefits of that is that it excludes all animal products. It focuses on plant-based foods. This one here can also reduce the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. It also promotes environmental sustainability and animal welfare. Now, what I learned doing this research is that the vegan diet and the plant based diet are different. And so I'm going to kind of address both of those as I go along, as I go with the rest of this list. You'll see plant based diet as well. So, what are the drawbacks or the obstacles? With this diet, you have the risk of nutrients deficiencies, such as B12, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids. So, those are all things, deficits. I can't say that word for some odd reason. But anyway, you have, these are all nutrients that your body needs. And it also requires careful planning to ensure that you get a balanced intake of those essential uh, nutrients as well. All right, I wanted to let me go back one. Okay, I think I read that can reduce the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. The vegan diet can do all of those things as well. And then these are the obstacles that I'm looking at my notes. I want to make sure that I am being very, very thorough with you. Um, so let's move on and let's look at the next diet, which is the paleo diet. And this one is based on the presumed diet of the Paleolithic, which is include lean meats, fish, fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Now, this one may lead to weight loss and improve blood sugar control. And in this one, you're going to avoid processed foods and added sugars. Now, um, a while back, I learned when I guess I must have been in my college days, and they had, you remember the Atkins diet, and um, I kind of learned a little bit about processed foods through that diet. So each diet that I have been on, I kind of have learned something. But I found that you can be on that diet and that diet not be for you. Okay. And so even though you might try something, you want to also learn from that. Okay. It's okay that if you were not successful with that, that one was just not for you. Okay. So let's look at some of the obstacles about this group, and that's why I tell you about the. I'm not singling out the Atkins because I don't even think the Atkins diet is still around. It's not one of these here, but you have to be careful with this kind of diet because it excludes an entire food group like dairy, grains, and legumes, which can be challenging. And so this one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it cut out all carbs, so you didn't eat breads and things like that. So, and I thought about that, even though I did lose weight, but I thought about that and I just said, I don't want to be on a diet where I have to exclude something, if possible, exclude one of the food groups because I don't want to do that. And also, this type of diet can be expensive because due to the emphasis on high quality meats and produce. Okay, so you didn't eat bologna, you didn't eat processed meat or any of those type of things. You ate actually. Oh, proteins. I'm drinking. A little thirsty. All right, so let us move on, and then we're going to take another brief commercial break. Now, this diet, DASH diet, which is uh, acronyms, which I didn't know this, dietary approach to stop hypertension. And when I think of DASH, I think of the seasoning dash because, and this might be a part of that. I didn't delve deep into the research for this to see if this was a diet that came about because of diet dash seasonings, which I do use because my doctor has asked me to lower my salt intake, and so I use the dash seasonings. And you know what really I have found out, y'all, is that everything has salt in it. I've always read the labels, but I really hadn't paid too much attention to the sodium. What I'm basically paid attention to was the sugars and the fats, but not so much uh, the sodium. And so, and what I'm finding out now, everything has sodium. And so now I find myself trying to find things that have no sodium at all or very small amount of sodium. You don't want to cut sodium out of your diet, but you don't want to use it. They never told me to cut it out. They just told me I needed to pull back and have more of a sodium diet because I do have hypertension. So, but I never know. This is like I said, I never knew. And I'm going to look a little bit more into this one because this might be the diet for me. Okay. Remember what I said. You must find one that fits you. Okay. And so the DASH diet, which is dietary approach to stop hypertension. The benefits of that is that it emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. It's proven to reduce blood pressure and improve your heart health. Balanced and flexible approach to eating. Now, the obstacles of this one is that it requires careful planning and preparation. Some may find it challenging to limit the salt intake. Remember what I just said. If you look at the back of your labels, everything, I mean, everything has sodium in it. And if you look back with history, salt has always been what they called a preservative. Okay. I can remember, and I might be showing my age, I can remember my mother curing a ham, and she coated it with salt. And that was, to, I guess, preserve it or cure it as well. So salt has always been uh, a preservative, and so you'll find salt in everything. So you have to really watch it. And now what I find is, since I'm limiting my salt, when I do get something that is salty, I just it's the salt is just overwhelming to me now. And so sometimes I can't even eat the thing because it is it's so salty. Okay, whereas before I probably would not have even kind of noticed it as we go. So we're gonna stop again, and we're gonna take another commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little about intermittent fasting, because I'm sure that most of you have heard about intermittent fasting. So we'll be right back.
Does this resonate with you? Has a company ripped you off in the past? SettleShark is changing how consumers get money back from companies. SettleShark assists consumers during the entire process, from beginning to end. Our process is simple, convenient, affordable, and powerful. You're in control. We are here to help you. Contact us today at www.settleshark.com or call 1-888-704-0708.
All right, we're back, and we're talking about the top trending diets, and how do we know which one is the right one for us? How do we know? We don't. So I'm looking at them, and then I'm gonna give you some pointers on what you should look for in choosing the right diet for you. So let's look at this one, because this one is very it's a very popular one. And the benefits of this one is that it involves cycling between periods of eating and fasting. And it can promote weight loss and improve uh, metabolic health. It simplifies meal planning and can be flexible with different schedules. So let's see what some of the obstacles are for this one. So it says that you might lead to overeating during the eating window. So you have a window, so you're on a cycle. So when you finally get a chance to eat, or during that eating period, you might overeat. And so that causes a little problem as well. And then it can be difficult for people with certain medical conditions, or those with sensitive fasting as well. Okay, let's move on. I'm looking at my notes. The next one I want to talk about is called the low carb diet. And what that one does is that it reduces the carbohydrates intake. It focuses on proteins and fats, and it can promote weight loss and improve blood sugar control. It may reduce appetite and improve uh, metabolic syndrome markers. Those are kind of like the benefits of that. And let's see, what are some of the obstacles? Is that it's restrictive. and may be hard to maintain long term. Risk of nutrient deficits, if not planned, I've been saying that word all day. That's not the word I had problem with, y'all. But you look into that, and you know what? This is what I've learned uh, as far as the nutrients are. It's good to write down your nutrients, because it was through me writing down and observing what I eat for the whole week that I learned that I was lacking in protein. So, and I was thinking that I was eating enough protein. No, protein is your meat and your fish, all those things, your egg, your beans, and what I found out that I was lacking in that. And so therefore I found I was lacking a lot of stuff, y'all. But I was really lacking in that. And so therefore I needed to increase my protein intake. And all of those things have some. You don't know that unless you are, you take a closer look at what's happening with you and your body. And God has always provided for me, and I just so happen to have a health coach who kind of helped me to realize some of these things, because you don't learn these things in school. You learn these things after you get out and research, or you feel like this is something you want to know a little bit more about as well. So let's move on. Remember, I told you I was going to talk a little bit about plant-based diet, because I talked about vegan, and it's important that you know that the vegan diet and the plant-based diet are different. The benefits of this one is that it focuses on whole, minimally processed plant food. Okay, because some of the food in plant-based is processed. People don't realize it, like your dried fruits and stuff like that. Those things it's processed. So it's minimally processed plant food. And it can reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer disease. This one also promotes environmental sustainability. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take another commercial break. And then when we come back from the commercial break, we're going to, this is the obstacles. Did I talk about the obstacles? Okay. The obstacles, it requires careful planning to ensure adequate protein and essential nutrients. I guess I went on the tangent on the nutrients and how I found out about my protein. I was lacking in protein, that I forgot this. So it may be challenging in social situations or while dining out, because a lot of people don't cater to plant-based diets, or they don't have foods that at a party or something that would cater to plant-based menu. All right, so now we're going to take that commercial break. And then when we come back, I am going to talk a little bit about how do you choose? How do you choose? All right, we are back. Hold on, I want to do this. All right, we're back. So now what I want to talk about is how do we choose? Okay. How do we choose um, the right diet? So there's some steps that we can look at. And so let's look at the first thing you want to make sure when you choose a diet is that that diet is aligned with your health goals, your lifestyle, and your personal preferences. So, the first thing that you want to do is that you want to assess your goals. What is it that you want to achieve with your diet? Is it weight loss? Are you looking to lose weight? It might not be that, it might be health improvement. Do you want to manage or prevent a health condition like diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol? Are you aiming to improve athletic performance or build muscles? And then you got to also look at it ethical or environmental. Are ethical concerns or environmental impact important to you? All of those things is what you need to do to assess your goals. What is it or what part of that diet? And you need to list those things, okay? It might be a combination of those things. You just never know, okay? Then you want to consider your lifestyle. You want to evaluate your daily routine and how a diet will fit with it. You need time to do meal preparations. Do you have time to cook and prepare meals, or do you need something quick and easy? Social aspects. Will the diet be practical in social settings, such as eating out with friends or family gatherings? Budget. Is the diet affordable for you? Some diets require more expensive ingredients. And I'm going to be honest with you, eating right is expensive. There's no way you can eat right without it being expensive. It is very expensive, you all. And just keep that in mind when you are, when you're on these diets, you got to keep your budget in mind as well. So the next thing that you want to do is evaluate your food preference. Evaluate your food preference. So you want to choose a diet with food that you enjoy. Okay? Food preference. Do you prefer certain types of foods? For instance, if you dislike fish, a diet that emphasizes fish might not be ideal for you. Okay? So find a diet that has some of the foods that you enjoy. Because the next one is very important, flexibility. You want to consider how much variety the diet allows. More flexibility diets can be easier to stick to. So, you want to keep that in mind. And then I want to talk about one more, and then we're going to take a another commercial break, and then we're going to come back and kind of wrap up a little bit. But the next thing is the next step in this thing is to research the diet. That is what I did today. But this is just, like I said, a comprehensive. If one of these diets suits you, I suggest that you do a dab or just a little bit more into the research to learn a little bit more about that diet. So you want to learn about different diets to see which might suit you. Remember what I just said earlier about the DASH diet, which I was unfamiliar with, and so now it looks like that might be something that might fit me, and I'm going to look into that a little bit more. Okay, and then the next thing is nutritional adequacies. You want to ensure the diet provides all the necessary nutrients. That means vitamins, minerals, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And remember what I just said when I was had the health coach, and she made me jot down, the calories and the fats and all of that. And come to find out, I was lacking in protein, so which in turns I needed to increase my protein. So now, what I do, I use Fitbit, which has a program where you can log in all of your food, which I'm still not good at it. It's called tracking. Weight Watchers did the same thing, and I am a Weight Watcher. I am a lifetime member of Weight Watchers. It took me 2 times. I'm going to be honest with you. I became a life member many, many years ago, and then I got off of it. So and when I speak from experience and tell you that if you don't stick to that lifestyle of that diet, you're going to gain. I don't care which diet it is. You're going to gain that weight back. And so you're going to gain that weight back double, which is what I did. And then it took me forever to get that weight off. And so, because it's harder the second time around, and it's been up and down, up and down. And I don't like yo-yo. And so I needed something. I need something that ensures sustainability, which is the next thing. Is the diet something that I can maintain long term? Is it something that I can do long term? Because evidence based, you want to look for diets that are backed by scientific research. You want to consult reputable sources like healthcare providers or registered dietitians. Okay? Research the diet because sometimes you can change your diet and it's not good for you. Okay? So let's take a brief commercial about that, and we're going to come back and we're going to continue with how do you choose the right diet, a comprehensive guide.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right, we are back and we are looking at how do we choose the right diet, okay? And I know that over the years, many people have been on diets. I remember when I was younger, I could do those fasting diets, you 3-day diet, you're going to lose so many pounds in 3 days and so forth. And so, but now as I'm older, I can't even stomach one day of doing something like that. So those are fad diets. And so you want to find a diet that you can live with and it can kind of help you with your health as well. So you want to consider health conditions. You want to consider a diet that might help you if you have any type of health condition. So you want to consider any medical conditions that you may have, any of them. Okay. You want to look at the chronic diseases. Certain diets are better suited for managing specific health conditions. For example, the DASH diet. It is for hypertension. The low carb diet is for people who have diabetes. Okay. But it's allergies and intolerance. So you want to avoid diets that include foods you're allergic to. And so I put the pictures over here because a lot of people are allergic to nuts. And so you also have to look at the back of the container or the packaging on the label because at the bottom is in very small print. It says may contain nuts, okay, or might have used uh, oil, nut oil, or peanut oil, or whatever. So you have to look at those things on the back. That's why it's very important that you get into the habit of reading the label. And like I said before, not just for like I was reading it for sugars and fats, but you got to read it for everything, for sodium. And that's how I noticed that almost everything, has some type of sodium in it as well. So the next step you should consider is to consult a professional. And then I believe that this is the one that I feel that people lack in. Most people want to get on a diet. They want to jump on that diet and they just want to, they just want to start it right away. But you need to seek advice from a healthcare provider or a registered dietitian. You know that they can personalize that guidance. A professional can tailor the dietary recommendations to your specific needs and your health status. So monitoring with a professional, you get that monitoring. So regular follow-ups can help track, your progress and adjust as needed. Okay. And the last thing, which is very important as well, is that trial and adjustment. Oh no, I got two more things I wanted to say to y'all. But trial and adjustment is very important. The last two things are very important. You want to try the diet and observe how you feel. Remember what I said? You got to try it. And make sure that you take away something uh, from that trial and adjustment. Like I told you, I tried the Atkins diet and I took away that I did not want to cut out any of my food groups if possible. And so that I found out that was a diet that was not for me. So you should have an initial period and you want to give the diet a fair trial period. I say a few weeks to see how your body responds. And then adjustments. You want to have adjustments. Be open to adjusting based on how you feel, your energy level, and any difficulties you encounter. And then my last thing is listen to your body. Pay attention to how your body reacts. Energy level, do you feel more energized or are you lethargic? Hunger or satiety, are you feeling satisfied with your meals or are you constantly hungry? Physical and mental health. Note any changes in mood, digestion, and your overall well being. All right, so we got one last commercial, y'all, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to wrap all of these things up for you this evening. Hold on one moment. Real short.
The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today on Amazon.com by simply searching the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy from Amazon today.
All right, we are back and we are concluding a little summary here. Each of these diets has its own set of benefits and challenges. And the best diet for an individual depends on their personal health goals, their lifestyles, and preferences. Consulting a healthcare provider or a registered dietitian is recommended before making significant dietary changes. So I want you to keep that in mind. And I want you to say thank you for coming on this evening and listening to a comprehensive guide on which diet to choose. I hope in some kind of way that this episode has inspired you. I hope that in some kind of way this episode has encouraged you. And I hope in some kind of way that this episode has empowered you to look further into your diet and which one is best suited for you. And I always close anything whenever I go live. I always close with my 3 L's because those 3 L's are the epitome to me of what life is all about. And so you want to live your life. Life is short. So that's the first thing, is to live. Make sure you live your life to the fullest because life is short. It's a ghost in here. The second thing is to laugh. Okay. Find some way to laugh. I heard something. I jumped. I said, oh, something. It must be a ghost. Okay. But find somewhere in your daily routine to bring laughter to someone, or let someone bring some joy to you, because laughter is good for the soul. And then the last thing is that you want to love. Make sure that you love. You're supposed to love everybody, okay? But the most important person that you can love is yourself. Self-love is very important. So with that being said, I am going to wish you all a good evening. And I apologize for the lateness. I don't know, my video or something was not working, so I wasn't able to stream. And so I had to go out and come back in. And I had to, everyone who knows me knows I have difficulty in typing. So you all have a great evening. See you next Wednesday. Oh, and be kind to someone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.